Marcus Brutus and Caius Cassius versus the citizens of Rome and the supporters of Julius Caesar. As I understand the pleadings, the charge against Brutus and Cassius is the murder of Julius Caesar. Are there any opening statements?
Your Honor, Marcus Brutus and Caius Cassius murdered our dear Julius Caesar in cold blood. The conspirators murdered Caesar by stabbing him multiple times. While Caesar trusted and loved Brutus, Brutus betrayed him. Brutus was the one to stab Caesar last, when Caesar let out the cry, "E tu, Brute?" He could see how the others had done it, but this quote proves how truly surprised Brutus was that his close friend had turned against him. Brutus let the conspirators win him over and went along with the plot against our beloved Caesar. His excuse is that he claims he committed the act solely for the well-being of Rome. However, I find it hard to believe the motives of the killer one bit. On the other hand, Cassius killed Caesar out of envy. He has always been jealous of Caesar, and he has always wanted more power. He killed Caesar so he could replace him and control Rome. These conspirators are power-hungry tyrants, all fighting for more power against anyone who is in their way. They deserve to be punished.
Thank you. Does the defense attorney for Brutus and Cassius have an opening statement?
Your Honor, these accusations against Marcus Brutus and Caius Cassius are absurd. Brutus is a noble patrician, as was his father. He comes from a highly respected family, who happened to be some of Rome's founders. To say that Brutus killed Julius Caesar for personal gain is absolutely preposterous. He loves Rome as though it is his child, and has always been willing to sacrifice everything, even one of his greatest friends, for the people's well-being. As for Cassius, he's not only a noble patrician as well, but also a well-respected member of the Senate. He would never do anything harmful to the Romans. He, like Brutus, is a dignified citizen of Rome, and in no way deserves to be treated in this fashion.
Thank you. Please call your first witness.
I call Marcus Brutus.
Do you swear that the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Be seated.
Please state your name.
I am Marcus Brutus.
You were convinced to join the conspiracy against Caesar, correct?
I was.
Please explain your initial thoughts when you were asked to join the conspiracy.
I was appalled. He was one of my closest friends. I highly respected him.
What swayed your opinion?
The members of the conspiracy gave their reasons and made a good case. As disappointed as I was, I realized they were right. It was only a matter of time before Caesar completely destroyed the Roman Republic. He was becoming so power-hungry, Rome was destined to become an autocracy. Caesar had remained in control. We had no choice to act to take control of ours and Rome's destiny before it spiraled out of control.
That is very interesting. Do you have any concluding statements?
The opposition says otherwise. I truly believe that my motives were purely for the good of the whole. I loved Julius Caesar, but I loved Rome more.
I now called Caius Cassius to the stand.
Do you swear that the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Please state your name.
I am Caius Cassius.
You established the conspiracy, correct?
That is correct.
What was your reasoning behind such a decision?
Caesar was quickly becoming increasingly narcissistic. He viewed himself a god and expected others to do the same. It was as though he should constantly be worshipped and pleased. If he wasn't, who knows what he would do. In addition, he was becoming progressively more ruthless as the days went on. He himself even said, "I am as unbending as the northern star." He was unrelenting in the belief that he was always to have his way, despite the potential consequences. He wanted even more control, and we all know that giving one man so much power obviously creates a corrupt government system. He even wanted to be crowned a dictator of the entire Roman Empire. And what Caesar wants, Caesar gets. We had no other choice but to take a stand.
We will now hear the prosecutor's side of the story.
I call Mark Antony to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Please state your name.
Mark Antony.
You were great friends with Caesar, correct?
I worshipped Caesar and supported him 110%. He was my best friend, my brother in a way. My heart is buried in the casket with Caesar.
You knew Caesar better than anybody else. Is it true that Caesar loved Brutus?
He did. Brutus and Caesar had a strong bond, which I envied. They were both equals and were always loyal to each other, until Brutus changed. As stated previously, Caesar was as unbending as the northern star, and were he alive today, he would love Brutus without end. Brutus betrayed Caesar, but Caesar would have never betrayed Brutus.
Do you believe that the conspiracy had other personal reasons for killing Caesar?
I do. It was a known fact that Cassius was jealous of Caesar's power and influence. He believed he would acquire an all-encompassing power after Caesar was eliminated.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Cassius claims a corrupt government was inevitable under Caesar's rule. However, Cassius himself has been proven of corruption in the Senate. He even went so far as to issue coins with himself on them. And although he's claimed to be a respected senator, he gave no respect whatsoever to the other members of the Senate. Noble, trustworthy, I'd think twice about anything he claims. Ambitious, greedy, only one against the Roman people's rights would think otherwise.
Are there any summaries?
Your Honor, these two noble patricians only did what they believed would benefit all of Rome. I beg of you to see the truth.
Your Honor, I beg you to find Cassius and Brutus guilty. They killed Caesar, whom our citizens love dearly, and they did it out of unlawful intentions.
I have reached my verdict. I find both Caius Cassius and Marcus Brutus guilty of forming a conspiracy with unlawful intentions, promoting anarchy, and of the murder of Julius Caesar. As punishment, the two will be humiliated in front of all of Rome. They are to be tarred and feathered at the Senate. This will repress lawlessness while protecting the citizens of Rome against the burden of another death in the government. Cassius and Brutus will both suffer both the shame and the pain of pulling the feathers off later. It seems as though all this time we have been deciding for the people what they want, yet no one has asked them. This is a democracy. What do you want, peasants? Whatever the people want, right? Caius Cassius and Marcus Brutus are to be tarred, feathered, and go ahead and hang them too. Court is adjourned.